Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Again, thanks for clicking on. I just want to say a massive thank you for everybody that liked and watched our last video, which I believe is nearly at 2,300 views. One thing I will say is please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, just hit the subscribe button. It's a massive help to us. Lloyd puts a lot of hard work into editing the videos. I don't do any of the editing or anything. You just get to look at my ugly face all the time. So it's Lloyd that puts all the hard work into it all, so he'll really appreciate it if you just smash that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not a monthly subscription or anything like that. It's completely free and it will go a long way to helping us out, and we really appreciate it. So you'll see we finished Marcus's truck off, and if you'd have seen his channel, he's now got another truck which we'll hopefully be working on him with at some point soon as well. So again, remember, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, give us a like, drop us a comment, anything you want to know about work, parts, anything like that. So I'll show you what we're going to get up to this week. Right, so this week, even though it's Wednesday, we are finishing up the last bits of Andrew's truck. So, well, we've got our paint booth back up now. Still got to paint the inside, we just want to get it running. We've got some stuff to put around there. We've got that back up, that's running. We've got one of our ramps in. We're still got lots of work to do in here. You'll have to excuse the mess. So we're paneling, Lloyd's paneling the back wall all the way along. We'll paint that in a nice green, some scaffold boards along the top. Then obviously a bench, his toolbox, everything like that. Got Lloyd's truck, my truck. Lloyd's mum's car in that I've got to do a bit of work on for her whilst they're on holiday. Then we'll have our individual bays. See over there, we'll have our office, but we've just stood all our cabinets and that from there now. Around the other side of the booth will be a storeroom. We've got our new big compressor around there. Just need to get the tank piped up. So we've got Andrew's roof painted, just going through polishing. You can still see some polishing marks. Obviously I've got to refine that, so it's just having that's just to get the first sort of stage of polishing done. So we've got some more refinement to do on that, which I'll finish today. That's going back tomorrow. Yesterday, I mean, the lights will probably start flickering if we go all the way in. We've got seat box painted, aircon grille surround, floor panels, bulkhead flaps, and the rear light covers for the back. They're all painted, so they need polishing. So they'll be going back tomorrow. Obviously, it's still an absolute mess in here from everything we moved from the other unit. So yeah, we're getting there with that. Then obviously I've got my truck. We've got a We've got a brand new Richardson's DDS E-coated bulkhead there for 300 TDI for a truck that we've got to do, a 90 that we've got to rebuild with Ant. That got rolled over, unfortunately. I managed to source a good TDCI bulkhead for mine, because obviously the other one got some rust in it, so I got lucky with this one. I can't remember the company I bought it from. It was a Breakers. They did it at a very good price, real quick shipping. It had a little bit of fire damage by the looks of it, but it's not warped it. So we got really lucky with that one. It's literally just charred the paint, which I'm not bothered about. Obviously it'll get painted. Obviously I've got my new Richardson's chassis here. Got a good seat box that I found a few years ago at LRO Show. Obviously this is my own truck. It's having a BMW 335D engine, 8 HP, all that gubbins. Obviously Max at Wiseman Engineering's helping with that and supplying the conversion parts, etc. The engine is actually at Max's, but obviously I'm well off needing that at the moment. Lloyd's truck's here. He is selling these wheels and tyres. If anybody's interested, he's got some new ones coming, and I'll obviously put some new tyres on. Obviously we've still got some titivating to do that on. Obviously we just got that ready for his wedding. He's in France at the minute fishing. I'm here working. So yeah, it's still a bit of a mess. We're slowly getting there. Got our Lincolnshire flag up, got our Land Rover flag up. There'll be loads that we do over the next sort of year and hopefully get there. We are taking bookings again for work now, so drop us a message and we'll get you sorted. So today's job, apart from polishing the roof, is we got the grill. So somebody will recognise this grill as the grill from the Doctor's Garage 110, which he absolutely got brutalised for, putting it on in the raw stainless. So we've got it. We're going to paint it in the green. Obviously, it was sent back to Scott at LRO, and he's done a really nice job of blasting it up. I will just run over it with the sander again just to give it a little key so I'm 100% with what I'm doing. It's done it inside and out. So obviously with a standard aircon grill, the mesh, I do have one down here. So the standard mesh is, if I put that on here, is riveted in. So it's easy to remove. So it's riveted in. And obviously you've got that. That's for Antonio's on 10, which you need to paint. Obviously Scott's tack welded these in, the mesh in. So we've got to try and mask all of this mesh up to keep it silver, which is going to be fun. So we're going to figure that one out, because obviously we can't take it out. We need to paint the inside as well. So also, when you're touching bare steel, bare aluminium, and people are going to go, you don't have to, but wear some gloves, because the grease off your skin, believe it or not, will leave fingerprints, and then eventually that'll inhibit corrosion or rust to start and stuff, because you've got fatty deposits in your skin and the grease and the sweat and all that. Whenever you're touching bare steel or aluminium, just put gloves on. You don't have to put rubber gloves on. Just a little tip. Some people are going, no, you don't have to, but that's your choice. That's what I do. So we're going to get this masked up, which I'm really looking forward to. And then we can get this in and get it painted for Marcus, then we can get it back to him and he can get it fitted back on the truck and hopefully not get any more online abuse. Wasn't my cup of tea, Marcus, but it's each to their own, which is what I tell everybody. As long as you like it, it's all that matters. But it will look better painted, in my opinion. It was a little bit too much. So, yeah, we'll get on with masking that. Right. So I haven't filmed taping that up because you'd have all lost the will to live, like I did. So, taping mesh is really hard. So we've got it tucked in as best we can on the inside. Because the mesh is tack welded, there's no real way to get it on the mesh without the paint creeping under. So we've just taped it and we'll just make a nice straight line. Obviously you won't see that bit, but it's on the truck, but obviously I still want to paint in there. So it'll just leave a nice straight line, and obviously it's not going to rust because it is stainless. So we'll just make it neat to keep that mesh. I mean, we could have painted that mesh green, so hopefully we won't get no bleed on the tape. So all we're going to do now is, I was going to hit it with a DA, but it's quite well blasted thanks to Scott. So we'll just get a coarse hand pad. We'll just give it a quick rub. Then we can get it set up. We can get it set up in the booth and hung. And literally just give it a quick skip over to make sure there's no bits on it, which there shouldn't be. I mean, it's really nicely made grill. I have actually got a set of Scott's rock sliders on my truck, which was luckily on it, look, when I bought it. So they'll be going back on, and they're very well made also. Definitely get some more bits of his for mine, I think, just, well. But you can see the the attention to detail that he takes, which is the way this is blasted. It's not rough or anything. So that's all taped up. We've got it tucked in as best we can. We've nipped the tape together either side to hopefully seal that mesh. So we'll get the Andrew stuff out the booth. We'll get the other stuff up, this in there. I can get paint in this. So we're putting some epoxy on it, or etch. Then a wet on wet. Then obviously Marcus's green. And then we can get it on its way back to him in a few days when it's fully gassed off, because we don't want to paint it and wrap it up straight away and it be in a box for days sweating. Or I'll speak to Marcus, we might even take this back, me and Lloyd, when he's back, to him ourselves, and then we can have a look at his new project for his wife and talk a few things, talk shop. So we'll get it painted and then see what it looks like. So that is the grille all painted. So now we will leave that a couple of days. We'll give it a polish. Hopefully none of the paint's crept behind the masking. So we'll give that a couple of days. Harden up, give it a bit of a polish. It's not come out too bad. Go up a little bits in it, you always get the odd little bit. But yeah, so that's come out all right. So leave that a few days, give it a polish, we'll get it back to Marcus, and he can get it on the truck, and hopefully get no more abuse for putting that grill on in stainless. Bosh. Right, so today it's Monday. Lloyd's back, so I haven't got to hold the camera. So today we've got 110 county station wagon in. We've got to look at a squeak on the door, and we've also got to fit this side locker. I'm not going to say the name of the locker because I can't say it, so I'm not going to attempt to. We've got to, so we're going to mark it all up, measure it, then the locker will fit in. So it's slotted on the back of the locker for the shape of the tub. So we're just going to mark it up now, and then the locker basically sits in there and it has a flip down lid. So we're going to get it all marked up, do plenty of measuring and cut in once, get that put in. So we'll get this piece all taped up now, then we can, so we've got a tape line there on a rivet line, so that is the bottom of our tub just here. So we'll come down a little bit and then we can mark out where the box will sit. Just in there, we'll cut it out. Obviously we'll go a little bit smaller than it is, then we can just, we don't want to go too big and then end up with a problem. So we'll get this taped up, we'll start making some marks up, get it level, make sure it's square, and then basically just rivets in around the edge. Job is good. Right, so you don't get a template kit with the locker. So basically what we've done, old cardboard box. So you get your locker, take your rubber off it. Now, you sit it upside down. Sit it upside down like that. Give it a little push. And if you get a tin of just aerosol paint, and just round the outside.
Obviously it's taped up, so it's not going into the locker.
No. You just do that like that. That gives you your rough outline of the edge of your locker. then get a straight edge. So you'll get your straight edge. Cut your square out. Then you've got your square cut out. Obviously it'll be smaller than that. Slot your locker through it. So when your locker's slotted through it, like so, then draw round it, and you can either use the locker edge, which we did, cut round it, and then it gives you your template. So that's your outside edge where your door will sit. That's your inside edge. Then you can tape it up and get it so it looks right. So now obviously if you get your door, you can see obviously where your door will sit. So now what I'd always suggest as well is, once you've got that in a position where you're happy and it looks right, mark it. But when you cut it, cut in a little bit, then use a belt sander and you can make the hole bigger. Remember, you can't make the hole smaller, not unless you're a genius or God. So I'd cut in a little bit and you can always file a little bit out. So we'll now spend a bit of time, get that where we think's right, then we'll cut that out, and then once that bit's cut out, we'll just spray a little bit of epoxy primer on the edge to stop any corrosion. Then obviously the locker fits in, it's riveted, then obviously it's a flip down, the door will flip down, so obviously that bottom row there rivets through that, and you have some little chains, and bish bash bosh. So we'll get this in a place where we're happy, we'll mark it, double check everything, and then we'll cut it out. So I'll use a little air saw to cut this one. You could use a grinder. I might use the grinder on the bigger bits, we'll see. You can see, but obviously you could get to as near to the corners as you can, and then just file them out. So we'll get this how we want it, to a point we're happy, then we'll start making a cut, and then hopefully the locker will slide in and job will be grand. Right, so that's the side locker all fitted now. It's all riveted in. So obviously it's a push button. You just simply unlock it, push the button, flips down. Obviously you can adjust the chains to maybe where you want them. Obviously now you've got some outside storage for anything that you want to keep outside the vehicle, not in the vehicle. Simply just rivets in after you've cut the hole out. There's a few bits in there, some bolt ends that you've got to shorten up just so the locker doesn't hit them. But all in all, it looks tidy. So you simply just flip it up. It says. Yeah, so you simply just flip it up. So make sure it is unlocked. So you put your key in and you get it the right way. Unlock it, push it down, lock it. I do actually think on it as well, looking at it, you can adjust the latch up, the tightness of the latch when it's in. So it will pull it tighter. So on the seal, so yeah. So you simply just get that there, look, if you come here, Lloyd. So all it is a tab in here. So you just simply wind that out a bit, wind your stop in, and that's what shuts. Just simply shut it, lock it. You're good, and another job done. All good.
Little dragging.
A little bit of dragging. I hope they haven't forgotten about us.
I'm sure they have.
You know, they're flying away, they're like just about to land, and somebody says, "Is there somewhere we're supposed to be?"
They're in the pub still, aren't they? Oh.
That's, isn't it? It is on the edge. I think you're running out of battery.
No, it sounds like it's on. It looks like it's on 50% still. We might have to put them on charge at some point, I guess.
Now I've got a little battery thing with no blocks in it.
You got enough.
Right, so we finished spraying Magsy's grill. We dropped that off to him and met up with him at the Land Rover Show last weekend. He's got that back, he's got it all fitted, and people seem to be happy with it now, most of them. So that's all right. So we've this last week, we've done a load of work to get the bays sort of semi there with some workbenches and that. We'll show you that in a minute. Friday we went and collected a 110 for a gentleman called David that we got through quite an extensive rebuild on. We'll show you a bit more on that today. And we had another David, it's getting confusing, drop his nice little 90 off today, some work to begin on that. So we'll have a quick walk around and show you what we've got going on, what we've got coming up in videos, and we're going to do separate build videos on each truck and what we've got going on. So we'll have a look at that now. Right, so we've got my truck here, or bits of it. So this is my new Richardson Dale chassis. I managed to find another bulkhead for a reasonable price off of breakers on eBay. I can't remember the name of the company. I would give you a shout out, but I can't remember. So I've got that. I haven't done a lot on it recently because obviously we've been busy getting the place sorted out and I just haven't had time. So I'm hopefully going to try and get onto this probably towards Christmas time and do a few bits and that. There's a few bits I want to get. Obviously Max, got my engine, but obviously he's busy at the minute, so I'm a little way off needing that anyway. So this is mine, which will be a 335D N57 with the 8-speed gearbox. So it's going to be quite a big build in our shop truck. So that's one thing we've got in. Right, and then we've got some bits here for Dean Latham, the Total TD5. These are for his green 110 build. Got some new white out at the front because we modified the tub on the back to be short at the back. Me and Dean, between us, managed to cut the wrong wheel arches. We cut the front ones for the back, like a pair of idiots. So we had to get some of them. Got another truck cab back for it. The other one was quite heavily corroded and it kept coming back through. We weren't very happy with it, so he's managed to find a good one. Second-hand one, he sent me this over, and I've got a new DDS galvanised bulkhead, which is already painted for him. To go with that, he's collecting them Monday, so I'm going to get these all primed up this afternoon, getting painted this week. They can go back to him so he can carry on with that bit. And the big job that we're really looking forward to getting stuck into is this nice 110 counter station wagon, 2011. We've got to repaint it. It has been painted, but we're going to repaint it again. So this is having a full LS3 engine conversion, automatic gearbox. We're going to be fitting the aircon, big brake kit. We're going to be fitting heated windscreen, Stinger head unit, doing electric window conversion on the back windows. Been asked to look into electric sunroof, so we've got to look into what else we've got to do to it. Fully sound dead in it, interior, nice tan interior. So this is going Grassmere green, Santorini black roof. Owner wants sawtooth wheels in black. We're adding a lot of billet oranges. Think we're going to go for, which one are we going for?
Manor.
The Manor ones. It's Manor, if you're watching, outers, door hinges, please. We're going to be fitting them. What else we got to do? Yeah, so LS3 conversion, axles, we want Winchester gears, stage 2 transfer box. Everything's going to be plastic powder coated. Obviously we've got to cut these off, engine mounts off. This is an original chassis that's been galvanised. So I'm probably going to maybe paint it black. Going to get the maker LS3 fitting kit. Got to speak to them about some other bits as well. Suspension wise, not quite sure yet what we're going to do in that regard. Yeah, so this one's going to be quite a big job. Looking forward to getting stuck into it. The first job is to strip it back down to nothing, bag and tag everything, see what bits are missing. There's a couple of bits to straighten up, the bonnet hinge mounts on there have been twisted, so there's a few bits for us to straighten out and do. So the first thing is to strip it back down to nothing and then start from fresh. So that's our plan with this one. We're doing a full build video, start to finish on this one. Like I say, it's not going to be a 5-minute job, but we're going to do this, you know, properly, thoroughly, and make it one of the best ones that we've built so far. There is one question, though, small question, that I need to ask Lloyd with Lloyd's truck.
What's that?
What's up, mate? You skipped leg day. What are them? What's that?
What are those?
What are they? So, Lloyd took his wheels off, because he sold his old ones, and his new wheels, which are 16-inch modulars, and the 8J ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 8J minus 35 ET rims finally turned up after ordering in May. Now he's just got to do the even more expensive part of buying some tyres. We've actually got to take the engine and everything out of this one. It was already fitted when Lloyd got it, so it's got 300 TDI in it with an R380, but it's been fitted in too far back and at a slight one. So the front prop shaft is literally at maximum extension. So we're literally rush building this for Lloyd's wedding. The wedding's done and gone now, but we haven't had time to do it. So there's a lot of fettling to do on this. So a lot of it's got to come back to pieces. We're going to set the engine out, get it all lined back up, and get it ready for winter, get the new wheels and tyres on it, and get the engine in the hole square so the prop shaft don't go and fall apart. So that's in our own sort of, when we get 5 minutes, which at the minute I don't think we're going to get 5 minutes, the same with mine, it's one of them. Another one, we've got a brand new E-coated DDS bulkhead here. This is actually for a rebuild for one of Antonio's customers, Pam, her husband Neil, had the unfortunate accident of making the truck upside down, which, as you can well imagine, didn't do it many favours. So that's having a full rebuild. He's actually on a gal chassis already. We're hoping we can save the truck, which is £200 might change. But it's having new bulkhead, 3 new doors. I believe Ant's doing an automatic that's conversion on it. That's a 300 TDI. We've already supplied Pam with second-hand roof, bonnet, wings. I believe Ant's got a window screen frame. This is just going back to solid green with a black roof. So that one, when Dean's bulkhead comes off a bulkhead trolley, this one will go on and get this one painted. This is a DDS E-coated bulkhead. Very good bulkheads. Like them. This is the second E-coated one I've painted, and I've done a couple of the. Who's the second one or third one?
Third, I think.
I've done a couple of them now, and the Dean's is a galvanised one, but that's already painted. So yeah, that's another build we've got to do, another paint job. I've got a nice collection of floors from LRO Show. Thanks to Duckworth's at Market Raising for them. So I've got some floors. No, the aircon grills are not for sale, because I know that's. One's Ant's, one's mine. Although, if someone wants to pay me £1,000 for the bottom one, I'll sell Ant's. Last but not leastly, we've got the other David's lovely TD5 XS camp station wagon. So he bought this, I believe he said it's been sat in his mother-in-law's driveway for a little bit. This one eventually David would like to do a BMW conversion on it. We're going to be doing a paint job on it and a new chassis at some point. But for the minute, for this year, we're doing new disc and pads all round, rebuilding all the swivels, front wheel bearings. We're going to do a centre pot delete, a new back box because the flange is rotten. We've got some wiring to do on the inside. We've got the wire up is running lights, and everybody wants them on a separate switch so that you can turn them on if you want. We've got a wire up the loops and the headlights. We've got to address the bonnet cable. What else we've got to do?
Just
seats in the
little
back.
bits, yeah.
Yeah, seats in the back. We'll clean it up a bit. Excuse me. It did. So it's been matched by live tuning and a couple of other bits. He was complaining that it wouldn't do more than 50 miles an hour. 52 on his way here. So I've gone straight to the actuator on the turbo. That was seized up. We freed that off. We just took it for a test drive. It does more than 50 miles an hour now. It's actually a really, really nicely spec truck. So it's got factory aircon. It's a bit dull in there. So you've got factory aircon, adjustable headlights, ABS, electric windows. David's done a few bits to himself. Some really nice suede roof liner. We've got a door card to put back on here. We've got all Optimil stuff. We've got a wire in the puddle lights and everything, and the mirrors. I've got to tighten your mirror head up, David. It's a bit loose, mate. So we've sorted that out. Heated seats. That was very nice on the test drive just now. It's got some really nice wheels on it as well. First time I've seen them wheels, if I don't went looking, I really do like the wheels. It's a really nice truck. So obviously we'll give it a clean up, maybe a bit of a polish. Like I say, it's eventually going to have a new chassis at some point in the future, and hopefully David would like to do a BMW engine conversion. An 8-speed gearbox, so his wife will drive it, as at the minute she doesn't like driving it, it's just a manual. But he thinks she'll like it with a BMW automatic gearbox. That's the way to justify it, mate. She'll love it, trust me. So yeah, we're going to do all the mechanical work to it, a bit of wiring, tidy it up a bit, giving it back so we can use it for the winter. But yeah, really nice truck. So as you can see, we've got a fair bit going on. We're going to try and get through it all. Anybody else wants any work doing anything like that, please feel free to drop us a message. Email, phone number, is the WhatsApp. Someone will always answer the phone. Might not be me, might be Laura, might be Emily, either one of us. If you can't get hold of us, leave us a message and we'll get back to you. Well, that's all for this video, guys. Don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe.
It's free.
It's free, because 2,000 and something of you watched the last video, which we really appreciate, but you didn't press subscribe. Press subscribe. It's not Netflix, it's not Prime, not Jeff Bezos, because I can't afford my own rocket. So hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, give it a like, drop us a comment, anything else you want to see, you want to know, just let us know. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.